Somewhere in the ruins of an ancient world, a text was found that would alter the course of Western thought forever. No one knows exactly when it was written. No one knows exactly who wrote it. Some say it was discovered in the hands of a corpse inside a cave beneath the Great Pyramid. Others say it was carried from the wreckage of Atlantis. The oldest known version appears in an Arabic manuscript from the 8th century, but the ideas within it are far, far older. It is called the Emerald Tablet, and in fewer than 15 sentences, it contains the entire blueprint of creation. Isaac Newton translated it. Carl Jung studied it. Alchemists across 1,000 years built their entire practice upon it, and most people have never read it, until now. The tablet begins with its most famous line: "That which is above is like that which is below, and that which is below is like that which is above, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing." You have heard this before. As above, so below. But stripped of context, the phrase becomes a bumper sticker. Here is what it actually means. The universe is not a collection of separate things. It is one thing, expressing itself at every scale simultaneously. The atom does not merely resemble the solar system, it obeys the same principles. The pattern of your neural network is the pattern of the cosmic web connecting galaxies across billions of light years. This is not poetry, this is architecture. And the Emerald Tablet says, if you understand the architecture at any level, you understand it at all levels. That is how miracles work. Not by breaking the laws of nature, but by understanding them so deeply that what seems impossible becomes inevitable. The tablet speaks of the one thing, the source from which all of creation flows. The sun is its father, the moon is its mother, the wind carries it in its belly, the earth is its nurse. This is alchemical language. The sun represents the active, projecting force, consciousness, will, spirit. The moon represents the receptive, forming force, matter, intuition, soul. The wind is the breath of life, the animating principle that connects them, and the earth is where it all takes root and becomes real. The alchemists called this source Prima Materia, the first matter. Not a physical substance, but the undifferentiated potential from which everything crystallizes. Modern physics has its own name for it. They call it the quantum field, a sea of infinite possibility that collapses into particles only when observed. The ancients and the physicists are describing the same thing from opposite ends of history. The heart of the tablet describes a process, not a philosophy, a method. It ascends from the earth to the heavens and descends again to the earth and receives the power of things superior and inferior. This is the great work of alchemy, and it is not about turning lead into gold. It never was. The process is this: take what is dense and material, your habits, your fears, your unconscious patterns, and raise them into consciousness. Examine them in the light, understand them. Then bring that understanding back down into your daily life, where it transforms how you act, how you feel, how you create. Ascend and descend, theory and practice, contemplation and action. The alchemist who only meditates accomplishes nothing. The alchemist who only acts understands nothing. The great work requires both movements, endlessly repeated, each cycle refining the practitioner further. This is why the alchemical symbol is the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail. The process never ends, and with each revolution, you become more gold. In 1680, Isaac Newton, the man who gave us gravity, calculus, and the laws of motion, sat alone in his study and translated the Emerald Tablet from Latin. This was not a hobby. Newton wrote more about alchemy than he ever wrote about physics. Over 1 million words. He believed that the ancients possessed a unified knowledge of nature that had been fragmented and lost. He called it the Prisca Sapientia, the ancient wisdom. Newton was not alone. Roger Bacon, Albertus Magnus, Paracelsus, Robert Boyle. The founders of what we now call science were, every one of them, practicing alchemists. They did not see a contradiction between laboratory experiment and esoteric philosophy. To them, these were two lenses focused on the same truth. We have inherited their science, but we have forgotten their philosophy. The emerald tablet is the bridge we left behind. By this means you shall have the glory of the whole world, and thereby all obscurity shall fly from you. The emerald tablet promises something extraordinary, a universal medicine. Not a pill or an elixir, but a state of understanding so complete that confusion, fear, and spiritual darkness simply dissolve. The Sufis called this state fana, the annihilation of the false self. The Buddhists call it enlightenment. The Hermeticists call it the philosopher's stone. It is not something you find, it is something you become through the repeated practice of the great work, ascending and descending, refining and integrating, until the separation between who you are and who you could be finally collapses. The tablet does not promise this will be easy, it promises this will be true. The emerald tablet ends with a declaration. I am called Hermes Trismegistus, having the three parts of the philosophy of the whole world. What I have said about the operation of the sun is complete. 15 sentences, written millennia ago, and still no one has exhausted their meaning. Newton couldn't, Jung couldn't, 1,000 years of alchemists couldn't, because the emerald tablet is not a text you read once and understand. It is a text that grows as you grow. Each time you return to it, you are different, and so it reveals something new. That is the mark of a living teaching. It does not give you answers, it becomes a mirror, and the deeper you look, the more you see. If the 7 principles were the map, the emerald tablet is the territory itself. This is the Wisdom Keepers, and the work has only just begun.